Hello and welcome to Tech of the Day. Today's topic is Learn C Sharp with me from scratch. So, in this series of tutorial, we are going to talk about C Sharp. If you are planning to start from scratch C Sharp, then this is the best video for you. You can get started without any background knowledge. So, if you're looking for career change, or if you want to start .NET development, or if you want to switch to C Sharp, or if you are from any other field and if you want to switch to IT or development or programming, then this is the best video for you. And I'm going to talk about really basic. So if you are experienced, then I would suggest you to watch my other videos related to C Sharp, .NET, Azure, Cloud, whatever you want. If you still want to watch, please, you are welcome, because you might still learn something. So, basic requirements, as I said, you must be interested. You must be interested to learn. Then, another requirement, interest, but this is for banks, just kidding. And then more interest, and the last one, no basic programming knowledge required. So you really don't need any basic programming language, and if you watch all these tutorials, you will be fine with C Sharp and programming. I will talk about basics of programming, and uh, yeah, so you should be fine. About me, I'm Nitesh Sharma, highly interested in learning and sharing .NET knowledge or my other knowledge. Like, I also have other videos related to Azure Cloud, or yeah. So this channel is whole dedicated to sharing your knowledge, and this is what I'm doing. I have around till now, I guess, around 30-35 videos, but I'm planning to do more series of tutorials like this. So yeah, that's the goal. If you want to stay connected, then please like, share and subscribe, so you can get notifications in future, and please press that bell icon below so that you get the notifications. And if you not, then okay, no problem. I have 6 years of experience and I'm a senior consultant. Let's get started. What is C Sharp? So C Sharp is a programming language developed by Microsoft that run on .NET framework. Why to use C Sharp? We will talk about it, and then we will have an example of a live demo. And for that, you don't need any experience. I'm just saying, you will yourself develop a program, a project, a solution that you will be proud of later on. And yeah, so let's get started. So what is C Sharp? It is an object-oriented programming language created by Microsoft that runs on .NET framework. Then you will have a question in your mind, what is .NET framework? So for now, I would suggest you to let it go. And if you don't want to let it go, then .NET framework is just simple framework providing a base for your codes. So CLR, Common Language Runtime. So it is providing common language runtime environment for your code in simple language. So that is something which is developed by Microsoft, and they provided a framework which can understand your language, your programming language. Okay, I think that's enough to understand. Then C Sharp has its roots from C family, and the language is closer to other popular languages like C++ and Java. Why so? Because C Sharp is object-oriented programming language, and object-oriented programming languages are based on objects. So then there are other benefits of that, but for now you just focus on C Sharp is from the same family. If you know C is event based programming language, and C++ and Java and C Sharp are object oriented programming language. We will talk about this later in other tutorials, next tutorials. For now, just think like this. The first version of C Sharp was released in year 2002, and the latest version was released C Sharp 8 and in September 2019. I already have another video on C Sharp 8. If you are interested, then please watch it. You will find it in my playlists. Then why would you use C Sharp? Simple reason. One of the main reason to use C Sharp is it has huge community support, because it is used by a lot of people. So if you are stuck with any problem, if you have any problem, if you are stuck in your development during anything, you just post your questions to Microsoft support or Stack Overflow or whatever. You have many platforms where you can ask your questions, and you will find response within few minutes or hours. But more than that, you don't even need to post your questions. You just type on internet, get started with C Sharp, how to do this in C Sharp, how to do that in C Sharp, and you will find a lot of examples. Sometimes you don't even need to develop anything. You can just, if you, of course I don't prefer that, but you can even copy paste solutions that just solve your problems. So it has huge community support. It is one of the most popular programming language in the world. It is easy to learn and simple to use. Of course, the syntax is so easy. Once you understand the syntax, you will love it. It has C Sharp is an object-oriented programming language. That means it is more closer to Java, C++, as we said, and that makes it easy to switch for programmers. Let's say you are experienced with C++, then you can easily switch to C Sharp. If you are experienced with Java, then you can easily switch to C Sharp. Even if you are experienced with Python, PHP, Scala, any other language, you can easily switch to C Sharp. So then let's get started. We will need two things before getting started, because this tutorial's basic goal is to do a basic program in C Sharp. So for that we will need two things. We will need C Sharp IDE, integrated development environment, which is a .NET framework, simply what we talked recently, which will provide environment for our C Sharp code that understand actually. So the framework, the environment, integrated development kit IDE, which will give us what? Which will give us environment to run our code. So for that you need a Visual Studio. If you can do it other way, you are more than welcome, but in the end your code should be understood by compiler. So for that you need an IDE to run your code, and for that you need to install what? You need to install Visual Studio. So then you will say, how do I get Visual Studio, how do I install Visual Studio? Then okay, because to download Visual Studio you just need to type on Google download Visual Studio 2019. Okay, because that's the latest one, and then you click the first link actually, because this is all you will get. All the links are actually related to you see free IDE for developer tools, Visual Studio community. So you just click the first one. Okay, now it will ask you have three options: community, professional, and enterprise. They are different pricing models by Microsoft. So for you, I would suggest to use community version because it's free for students, open source contributors, and individuals. Because if you are just getting started with the C#, then I would suggest you to just use this Visual Studio 2019. You have other options as well. If you have Mac, then you can use Visual Studio for Mac. You have Visual Studio Code, which is another editor which is totally free, but to use it for C# you need to have some extensions. So I would suggest you, just to get started and not to make things complicated, I would suggest you to download this community version and then just click on free download. That will give you an installer. After the installer, you get the installer. After that, you need to select, let me just show you. Okay, it will give me installer. Then I click on it and I just start it. Continue. It will download the required things, and after that it will install. I hope it will not take so much time. Yeah, it will take time actually, but yep, it is just installing. And now it will ask me what do I want to install. Once it's done, it is just getting things from there, and then it will ask me, because this IDE is really big. It has so you see here ASP.NET and web development. So if you're just getting started, I would just say select this, then .NET desktop development, this, and rest I would suggest you to do it later. But if you are familiar with these things, then you can do it, because then you can also add Azure development, which is for cloud, Node.js development, Python development, desktop development with C++. You have a lot of things. So I would just say this and install. I'm not going to install it because I already have it, but this is simply what you need. Okay, so we are here. I hope you're ready with your install. You're done. Then what we're going to do next, we're going to create an application, hello world application. Simple. Everyone does that. So let's just do it. Okay, I just clicked on Visual Studio 2019 and opened it. And the next thing what I do is, you have four options: clone or check out the code, which is if you have any GitHub repository, or any Azure DevOps or anything else, then you can just clone that code and get use that. You can open a project or solution, existing solution. You can open from a local folder which has some C# code, or you can create a new project. So this is what we're going to do, create a new project. And now you have many options. You have C#, .NET Core, because these are my recent selections. You have other options. You have console app .NET Core, console app .NET Core, which is from VB. You see the sign here, VB. And then you have ASP.NET Core web application. So we're going to select this one, console app, which is simple console application without having any getting started with C#. Okay, clear till now? Nothing special. That's just creation of a new project. And we are done. We created our first application, hello world application. If you see here, we just created our first hello world application, and here you see it has just created a file called program.cs, and it has also installed its dependencies, which is Microsoft.NET Core.app. Simple, nothing complicated till now. And if I just run this, it is too quick that I won't be able to see it. You see, just printed what I wanted. Okay, run it again, because I think you didn't see it. So you see, you printed hello world application. That's all. Now we will talk about we will discuss this program in next video, which is just next to this. I prefer to keep these videos small so that anyone can watch what they want. So I hope you liked it, and please let me know in comment sections if you have any questions. Please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned with the next video. See you soon.